Anywhere you go, you belong. Anywhere you said, anywhere.
Okay, what are you saying, people? Welcome back to another stream. Hope everyone is doing well this morning. As always, guys, make sure you do leave a like on the stream if you are enjoying the content, the channel. Make sure you do subscribe as well, and also make sure you do hit the bell so you don't miss out on any streams or uploads in the future. But guys, welcome back to another stream. Hope everyone's well. As always, let me know what you're looking at, any markets. Drop it in the chat. We'll take a look. Good afternoon. What is up? Good morning, William. Welcome to the stream. Holy One of Israel, welcome to the stream. Hope everyone is well. We had NFP last Friday, of course, and that did cause some movement in the market, especially with dollar pairs, but of course other pairs were moving as well. And as you can see, DXY is looking very, very bullish. So things are interesting going into next week, because after this move on Friday, I think we can probably expect to see more upside, probably for the rest of the week, and maybe even for the rest of the month, if this is going to be that next high low on the daily chart. But yeah, I was taking out my silver position last week. I'm still looking for opportunities to get back in that, but if dollar is going to be strong, then silver probably won't continue as far as I'm expecting. Yep. There's a piano in the room. It's decoration. Maybe one day I'll learn how to play it. But yeah, with silver, still looking for buying opportunities. But at the moment, it's not looking too good. It's still at my entry area from last week, so I'm still eyeing it up for a retest of this as support, which was basically the trade I took last week. So I'm still looking for a buy in that same area. But yeah, not really seeing much momentum on the hourly chart. We kind of saw a bit of a bounce there, but that was kind of as the market opened up, and it's looking a little bit corrective there. So maybe if you come back down and then see maybe a nice entry candle there, then I might look to take it. But as of now, kind of just on the sidelines with silver. I'm keeping an eye on the other dollar pairs because they've had really big moves to the downside. Of course, we can see Euro USD looking very, very bearish. Bit of a gap in the market there as well. I noticed for the Euro pairs. Euro is very, very weak. Coming across the weekend there. But Euro USD, big move to the downside, taking out a very significant low, which gave us a new high. So, yeah, that kind of bullish trend structure we've had over the past maybe month or so, a little bit more than a month, yeah, since kind of mid-April, has kind of ended, and we could be seeing price continue all the way back down to swing lows at this area down there, which could be a very, very interesting move for Euro, because if that is the case, then I would expect us probably eventually to come all the way back down to that low there at 1.04. What's up, Anis? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're good. Asim, welcome to the stream. Good morning. Yep, of course, you know you're going to find setups every day, Asim. To be honest, there's not too much I'm looking at the moment. There's a few pairs that are moving and looking. They have potential opportunities later this week. But as of right now, well, I'll go through my watches in a moment and share what pairs I'm looking at so far, but nothing right now. But yeah, as I was saying for Euro USD, we could be coming back to this swing low here if that is our next lower high, because I'm looking at the high over here on the left. That was a nice swing point, drop to the downside, another pullback, another lower high, another drop to the downside. That could be our third lower high in the sequence, and if that is the third lower high, then we have a really high chance of coming back into that low there. And you'd expect if we're going to take out that low, probably going to come to this low here as well. So we could be seeing a lot more downside for Euro USD and the other dollar crosses for that matter as well, and a lot more upside for dollar. So it's an interesting move from NFP on Friday. In terms of opportunities to trade Euro USD, like I said, I'll only be looking for sells. But yeah, it's way too bearish for me to sell. We've taken out some big lows down the left, and price is still looking pretty bearish. So I need to see some type of pullback before I can short that. There's no kind of particular level I would short from. This would be my preferred area, but it's not a big enough pullback for me to short. So I kind of want to see Euro USD fall to the downside even further, and then maybe midweek have a bit of a pullback, or towards the end of the week have a pullback, and then I'll look to short, because this is my preferred level. But as I said, it's just it's not enough big of a breakout for me to look for a breaking retest just yet. So hopefully we can see a bit more downside there. But as I briefly touched on the DXY, it does look like we're kind of seeing the inverse of that. As you can see, DXY big push up. We've taken out this high there as well. So yeah, I was touching upon the DXY, my weekly analysis, and it looks like we're having a breaking retest of this high here. So prior resistance, turn support. You can see last week's candle, really nice wick to the downside, closes a hammer candle there. So I think there's a very high chance we will see more upside for the DXY, for dollar, and of course the opposite for euro, pound, Aussie dollar, all heading lower. Oh, is the NFP still my title? Okay, let me go and readjust that. Thank you, Anis, for letting me know. Just trying to suck in some more people there with a bit of NFP on the title. There we go. Okay. So yeah, as I was saying, dollar looking strong, likely to see more upside. I mean, we already are bullish since the start of the week, to be honest. Monday's already pushing up very strongly. So yeah, looking at some pullbacks and some opportunities to take advantage of that. But I think that's kind of set my bias, set my plan for dollar for the next week and probably even longer as well. next major target we could be looking at a push back to that high there at 106,400. So yeah, going forward, kind of shifting that bias. In terms of the pairs I'm looking at, like I said, silver is still a pair I'm looking at to long, but it's just not giving me the price action I'm after yet, not even in the full H time frame either. Bit of momentum in the full H, but I like to see some stronger candlestick closures than that, especially when we had all this momentum last week, some really big candles pushing into that level. I like to see an equal kind of reaction to the upside before getting long. And on the hourly chart, we're kind of just slowly, steadily moving up. Not much momentum there, so it would be nice if maybe you can come back down, maybe double bottom at that low. And that could interest me to jump into some longs. But I am still looking at buys for silver. As long as we hold that level. If we break the level, then I'll back away. So keep an eye on silver. I do like USD CAD. USD CAD had a nice break to the upside. Still looking bullish this morning as well. As we can see, taking out the highs over here, that high there, and as of this morning, that high there as well. So for USD CAD, I think there's a good chance we probably do push back to the high. And again, if my bias serves me correctly on the DXY and we're seeing more dollar strength, there's a good chance dollar CAD will continue to move up, of course. So now that we have seen a nice push to the upside, kind of breaking out of this kind of descending channel or triangle pattern, if you will, we have broken out of that. So now I'm looking at pullback and an opportunity to take it back to the upside. And a retest of this area here would be nice, around 1.372, pretty healthy breakout, retest, next higher low, one over there, second over there, and possibly a third. And then, yeah, looking to go and test that resistance level at 1.383. So dollar CAD I like a lot. But like I said, nothing for today. It's still very bullish. I need to see a bigger pullback, which could happen midweek. So that's kind of what I'm anticipating for dollar CAD. I'm keeping an eye on dollar CHF, which is kind of it goes against my dollar bias, but I'll keep an eye on it because of course I could be wrong. But I do still like this level here for USD CHF. Big level. You can see multiple retests, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, briefly 6 there as well. So it was a really sturdy level of support. Now flip resistance. Ooh, wrong tool. Now flip resistance, there's a good chance we could react with that area and see some downside, especially when the high time frames look bearish as well. If I do drop to the daily, you can see daily coming back to a big level, reacted there. Even weekly chart as well, looking pretty bearish. Really nice candlesticks over the past few weeks. So there is room to the downside here for USDCHF. But of course, it does go against that dollar bias I have. So we'll see how things pan out. But I will keep a close eye on it. I also do like pound Aussie as well, but it's not a big enough breakout for me to be looking for buys just yet. I said if this can continue a little bit further to the upside, then I'll be looking for a retest of this area here. Really nice consolidation. I think price can come back, retest that, and be on its way since we have taken out this high here on the left. Looks like price is putting an end to this bearish move. And now it looks like we could be going bullish. So now that we have broken through the high, looking for the next higher low to take us higher, but the breakout hasn't been big enough. Breakout has not been big enough. Yeah, William, looking at the same thing pretty much. USD CAD buys. Okay, yeah. If you're not comfortable, open up a demo account and take trades there. I mean, you shouldn't really be taking any trades on a live account or any account of meaning which you don't really have experience with the setups or the trading style you're trading. So yeah, if it's not up to scratch, just put it on the demo. That way, nothing's going to happen of meaning. But of course, you can still learn and grow from that perspective. But yeah, dollar CAD, I'm actually looking at buys, which I think is a similar setup you just mentioned there. Now they have broken out the range, looking at pullback, a retest, and some upside, trying to catch that next higher low. So dollar CAD for me is looking very good, and I'm pretty sure we're looking at a similar setup there. No problem. Christopher, hope you're well. No, I do not play the piano. It serves as some decoration from now. Maybe one day I'll pick it up, but yeah. I'm not the most musical guy. Although I used to play the drums back in the day. So yeah, going forward, looking at opportunities that do favour dollar strength. Aussie dollar is a pair that I haven't been looking at too much because it's just been very, very choppy. However, it looks like price is trying to break to the downside, so that could interest me, but not quite yet. I need to see a bigger break than that. I've been talking about this range for a while with Aussie dollar. I'm looking to see if we can break to the downside, something of this nature, and then I'll be interested in some pullbacks to retest. And excuse me, voice is croaky today. And then look for some continuations, which is basically what I've been saying for the past week or so. Waiting for a breakout of the range, look for a retest, and then looking for some selling opportunities going forward. So Aussie dollar could be a pair that I look at maybe later in the week if we do see some strength, some follow through in this bearish move. If we kind of dance around here, which is so far what we're doing, then yeah, I'm not really interested at all. Sure, we might take a very kind of minute break and retest of that level, but that's not going to interest me. I like it when price sees a bigger breakout of a level and clears it by some distance before I do wait for a pullback to catch the retest. So that's kind of what I'll be eyeing up for Aussie dollar. But it's a similar setup to euro. Breaking retest of that low, just need to see a bigger break, and then we'll come back for some shorts. Okay, you play the piano. How long have you been playing the piano for? Maybe one day I'll join you in a little duet sometime, mate, but I cannot play the piano at all right now. In terms of the yen pairs have been they reacted, well, they didn't do too much after NFP. They were looking somewhat bullish. I remember on the stream yesterday, they were looking somewhat bullish, but that momentum hasn't kind of materialized into anything. It's kind of just slowly rolling over for the yen pairs. Swiss yen kind of sideways, dollar yen. That one continued a little bit. I think dollar was very, very strong, so that one kind of pushed a little bit higher, but euro yen, a little bit bearish there. Aussie yen likewise, CAD yen likewise, New Zealand yen, pound yen as well. So overall for the yen pairs, I'm not really too interested in them, to be honest. On the higher time frames, like the daily, weekly charts, they're all very bullish still, and I need them to come a lot lower before I'll look for buying opportunities again. A lot of the yen pairs are kind of in the middle of nowhere on the lower time frames. 4H hourly, CAD yen, not really too interested in price there. Euro yen likewise as well. It's like it's stuck between a rock and a hard place. New Zealand yen as well. That's kind of just consolidating at the high there, which 50-50 which way we break out. We could continue the trend, or maybe we do break to the downside, something like this. So yeah, yen pairs I'm kind of just keeping an eye on. Not really too interested in getting involved just yet. Good morning, FX Wolf. Hope you are well. Oh wow, that is a long time, 25 years. So you must be an expert then. Yeah, it's gonna take a while before I can duet with you then. A very, very long time. But that is impressive though. That is very impressive. So yeah, we'll keep it, like I said, yen pairs we'll keep an eye on, but not really too interested. And if any of you guys are looking at yen pairs, feel free to let me know. If you're on the low time frames as well, I will take a look. Just let me know which time frames you're working on. I know more still trading euro yen. Yeah, buy deep. Again, I agree with that. I agree with that because the trend of the yen pairs, if we focus on euro yen, every time you've had somewhat of a pullback on the daily or the 4H, the market has just formed a higher low and has just continued higher. So you kind of expect that to continue until it doesn't. If that's the the direction you want to trade in, you keep looking to buy those higher lows until the higher lows start to fail. and then you wait your turn, because at that point you're probably reversing. But as of right now, I wouldn't be surprised if we're just going to have a deeper pullback for yen to go higher, euro yen to go higher. We've had a lot of rejection up here. It's kind of like price is kind of rounding up a little bit, which is not the best sign, which probably means a little bit more downside. Whether we come back into this low or this low, I'm not too sure. Or we could even come all the way down there potentially. I know that's not what you want to hear, but we could see that happen. Of course, you've got to focus on the price action itself. So yeah, the way it's rounding off, not the best. So I would expect euro yen at least to head back to the support level here at 168.300-ish, and maybe even the low here. Maybe even this low here as well. So I'll keep an eye on both of them. There could be nice places to add to your positions or get involved in euro yen. But yeah, this kind of rounded top doesn't give me much confidence. It would be nice if it was kind of like a sharp push up and then we're kind of correctly pulling back, rather than kind of pushing up and just being very tight, because it creates a lot of resistance above us. So yeah, that's kind of my take on the euro yen. Still bullish on it though, but I would keep an eye out for that. Would keep a very close eye on that. In terms of my watches, because I deviated there, but silver, like I said, looking for longs. USD CAD looking for longs. USD CHF, depends what we do at that level, but could be looking at some shorts. Pound Aussie, if that continues to break higher, then I'll look for the retest of this range here, which is not at play yet. Like I said, needs to push high before I do come back for that retest. So if it does come for the retest now, not really interested in that move. Pound NZD is partner in crime. I do like the longs for this one, but I do need to see price break past the swing high here at 2.08984. If price can give us a really strong break above that, then I think we're in business for pound NZD, because what I'm looking at on the daily chart is this bullish structure here. So the low, the high, the low, the high, and potentially we could be forming another higher low on the daily chart, which would be this point here. So we've got some healthy bullish structure. I wouldn't say healthy, it's not the clearest trend in the world, but we do have some bullish structure here, higher highs and higher lows. The market could be looking to continue that, but it needs to break out of this kind of mess here. We're in this kind of descending format there. We need to kind of break out of that, and if we do, then yeah, looking at the next higher low of that for then the push to the upside, and we've got massive level resistance up here, which will kind of be the target for that move. So if this is going to be our next higher low, let's show some evidence of that by breaking higher on the 4H, break that resistance, because that's what's keeping us kind of bearish. If we can break through that, looking at the next pullback, and I don't know, maybe a retest of the high there, I'll pinpoint my levels closer to when the setup does occur, because I could be looking at breaking retest of that high depending on the breakout. So yeah, pound NZD looking at longs, but we need to see a bit more momentum, a bit more of a breakout, and then looking to catch that next higher low for a push back to the high. So I like pound NZD because there's a lot of confidence behind it on the higher time frames. Just need to see some follow through of that. Yeah, I hear that, Chris. Maybe we can do a little exchange there. I learn the piano from you. You learn FX for me. Holy One of Israel, S&P, we'll take a look. We'll go through a bunch of indices as well. But yeah, that pretty much sums up my watch list. I was looking at the CHF pairs, but they have broke some of the levels I was looking at, especially Aussie CHF. Euro CHF has done that. Pound CHF's kind of just sideways as well. So I'll keep an eye on the CHF pairs, but they're not looking too great in all honesty. So yeah, the main pairs, pound Aussie, pound NZD, silver, USD CHF, USD CAD. That could change as the week progresses, but so far, that's kind of where I'm at. In terms of S&P, let me know what you're looking to do with the S&P. Okay, looking to buy, coming into a nice buy area. Let me know which time frame you're looking at as well. Because for me, I wouldn't be looking to buy S&P just yet, at least until we head closer to the level here. I'll be waiting for price to at least come back into this area at 5299. So that's what I'll be looking for price to come into before considering some buys. Yeah, because if we look at the prior move to the upside, this was our prior break high, which took up the highs on the left over here. You can see how much of a pullback we had. Pretty big pullback after we took out the highs. So I'm expecting something of that nature as well on the next move. So I'll be expecting to see a deeper pullback. Of course, maybe not as big as this one, but something proportionate to that move there. And it kind of lines up with this area here at 5,300 basically. So yeah, S&P, I'm with you on the buys because of course the trend is still very much up. Still seeing daily chart push up, weekly chart push up as well. Still getting impressive candlesticks to the upside. Yes, we probably will see a bigger pullback at some point. But if you're just looking for an intraday trade or just a trade for the week, looking at buys still makes a lot of sense at these prices. But I would wait for price to come a little bit deeper, maybe take out that wick as well, and then test this level here, just underneath 5,300. On the hourly chart, I know we're coming to support here, which we could still see a bounce of, because again, it's all probabilities at the end of the day. Price doesn't have to come to the level I'm mentioning down here. It doesn't have to get there. It could easily bounce here and push on. So that is definitely a situation. But yeah, if I'm looking to buy it, I would wait for a deeper pullback than that, at least to this level. But if you're eyeing up this level here, it meets your confidence, it fits your plan, then of course go ahead and take the trade. But I would wait just for a bigger pullback. Might see a bounce here, but I think you got a better chance down here in terms of catching that next low. But yeah, it's not a bad area, but I would wait for a bigger pullback. Yeah, I'll agree more. I mean, we could just be having that kind of bigger fake out slash pullback before we do see the continuation. And of course, we haven't broken any significant lows yet. So once we do that for the M pairs, then that's when the bears are really in town and probably likely to stay. But yeah, there are some signs that the trend is slowing down. Captain Commandsy will take a look at NZD CAD, no problemo. Okay, 50% on the hourly first. Okay, you want that wick. Okay, the wick on that 4H. So this wick here. Which Fibonacci are you talking about? Are you talking about from the swing low here? The swing high, or the swing low here to the swing high? I'm not too sure which Fibonacci you're talking about. But yeah, I think we've got a good chance of taking out that wick. And we do have a nice level just below us. So that's kind of where I would be focused at. In terms of NZD CAD. So yeah, NZD CAD, I was discussing this one on the weekly analysis. I said, I do think we can have a bigger move to the downside, bigger retracement, because I'm looking at price here. I know we've just had a really lovely move to the upside. And actually, if you go to the 4H, we do have a pretty nice trend actually. A lot of higher highs, higher lows. Looks like price may have come back to retest this area here as well. So we could actually be seeing another bounce to the upside, another higher low in this trend, and then push to the upside. But because of where we're sitting on NZD CAD, the fact that we just taken out a major high over here and over here as well, I do think there's a good chance we see a bigger move down first. So I'm not so keen to be looking to follow that trend in the 4H. I know it's looking pretty well. It's pretty healthy as well, to be honest. So it's definitely not a bad trend to follow. It's just the location of where we are is the fact that we just traded just above major resistance and we sold off pretty heavily as well. Weekly chart still firing a lot of wicks to the upside. As you can see, this is the last week's candle. Big piercing wick, pulling back down before the weekly candle close. So really, to me, it looks like NZD-CAD is kind of holding this area of resistance still. So that's why I'm not so keen to follow it based on the higher time frames. I know the trend here looks healthy to follow, but because of where we are, how we're rejecting that level, how the weekly chart is looking, I think there's actually a good chance that we might actually roll over for NZD-CAD. And if we can break structure here on the left, then that could leave behind some really nice shorts on the next pullback to take it to the downside. So this is kind of what I'm actually looking for NZD-CAD, a bit more of a reversal, at least of that 4H trend. We potentially could still be forming a higher low at some point later in time, something like this, because we formed a low there, looks like a higher low to that low. So if I just mark it up, we've got a low down there, higher low. I think there's a good chance we do form another higher low at some point and push on like so. But I would expect a bigger retracement, like I said, after the fact we've taken out those highs there too. So longer term bullish bias. I don't want to overcomplicate things, keep it fairly simple. So longer term bullish bias, but shorter term, I'm looking at a trend following to the downside. But yeah, if you're waiting for a more safer option, I would say wait for the low to be taken out first to confirm to us that we aren't going higher. Because of course, I could be completely wrong. We could still trend higher. So let's wait to see if we do take out the low. And then yeah, next pullbacks after that make a lot of sense. Okay, the second Fibonacci I drew, that was from this low here to the high there, roughly. Okay, yeah. So we do have the 50, 0.618, more or less around that area there too. The 50 is just above it. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of where I would be looking to buy. So yeah, we're on the same page. We are on the same page there. Because again, S&P is still very bullish. NAS still very bullish too. US 30 is the only one that's actually kind of bearish. So yeah, I agree with that one. Based in the UK, and more of a swing trader, Christopher. Definitely not a scalper. Definitely not a scalper. Good morning, Sonny. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're well. Honeymoon of Israel, EA. Okay, we'll take a look at Euro Aussie. Haven't actually been focused on that pair for a while. If you guys are enjoying the stream, please be sure to drop a like and subscribe, by the way. If you are enjoying the stream, really do appreciate everyone who has liked and subscribed, of course. So make sure you do hit the bell so you don't miss out on any streams in the future, and check out the Telegram link in the description to that. I do post my updates there, trades, watch list, videos as well. So check that out if you want to stay in the loop. But yeah, Euro Aussie looks doesn't look that great, to be honest. Even the higher time frames is just very choppy pair, back and forth. It's not like a clean trending market. I think Pound Aussie, its partner crime, looks a lot cleaner. I'd rather be looking to trade that one. But anyway, back to Euro Aussie. Yeah, we kind of do have a consolidation here, and price has trying to break out of that. It's had a few attempts, and a few times I thought it did, but it didn't. So yeah, it's kind of been faking out the high a few times. So yeah, with your Aussie, let me know your plan. You said it's coming into a buying area, so of course I assume you're looking to buy. I would wait for price to clear that resistance there. Clear this resistance and look for a retest of that or some type of pullback after that. Because right now I actually still say this is somewhat of a bearish market in 4H. There is somewhat of a bearish trend here, definitely not the cleanest one, but we are steadily making lower highs and steadily making lower lows as well. So do have to take note of that. So looking to buy in these conditions is always going to be a little bit more difficult unless you're right down at the low. say for example down here, then you got to save a stop loss. Not that it will 100% work out, but I think you got a better chance down there anyway. Up here, price is respecting resistance. No real signs of reversal, just a lot of sideways price action. So yeah, we are coming to support, but I wouldn't read too much into it. Of course, if there's something there that fits your plan well, take the trade. But of course, you're asking for my opinion, and I would wait for price to definitely break out of this. Show me some upside, show me some strength, because we haven't really seen any convincing bullish move for a while. We've seen some attempts to try and go bullish, but they've been so corrective, not a lot of sustained momentum. But if you can get really big breakout, like pound Aussie, nice breakout, big candles driving higher. If we can kind of see that, then that's great. That'll tell me that, okay, maybe we are going to have a reversal now, and then the move after that becomes a lot simpler. I'm looking at a retest of the level here or some other level, but it just becomes a lot simpler to catch. So I would recommend waiting for something like this to happen. Sure, you're buying at a little bit of a later price, but it kind of beats trading in that kind of mess there. So that's kind of what I would be looking at for Euro Aussie, because yeah, in that mess, in that consolidation, I wouldn't touch it. Sells or buys. Sells or buys. Sunny. Okay, I will take a look at gold. I'll mark the lows for you. It's not a shirt. It looks like a shirt. It's actually don't know what it is. A fleece, I think. Fleece or a jumper, or a quarter zip jumper. It looks like a shirt, but it's quarter zip jumper. But I appreciate you the compliment. Yeah, we'll take a look at gold. Okay, to fill the gap. Okay. If you're looking to fill the gap, okay, that makes a bit more sense. Sure. Of course, do what you need to do if it fits the plan, and there's a pattern at play, and of course, worst case scenario, you're stopped out, you take a loss. As long as you're managing risk, a loss isn't nothing to fear. So, do what you need to do. Okay, so for gold's interesting. I haven't actually spoken on gold yet. I've been speaking on silver because that's the one I'm looking to trade. But gold, not so much. I'm not really looking to trade gold. We've had a really, really bearish move. Last week on Friday. It was starting off bearish on Friday, and then NFP kind of just put a bit of icing on the cake there, and we went and took out these lows. Technically speaking, I'm still bullish on gold because we haven't taken out this low here. But again, it doesn't mean I have to look to buy it either as well. This was a huge candle on the daily chart, so it's tricky to trade because I wouldn't look to sell gold yet. I wouldn't look to buy it either. But in terms of the swing points in the 4H Sunny, there's major and minor swing points. If you're looking at the major swing points, now we're looking at this high there, this low there, this high there. Then I'll be looking at this low and this high. Those are kind of like my major swing points. This being the last low that created the high, so this would be the pivotal low to say, okay, if we do break that, we've broken bullish structure technically, and we could be looking at some sells. If you're looking at the minor structure, then there's a lot of highs and lows you can be looking at, kind of these lows here as we push up, and then we break structure, and then you're looking at these lows here, so on and so forth. So there's a lot of them, but for me, I just kind of focus on the major ones because they determine my direction, and I look to trade in that direction of those major swings. The minor swings, you can get lost in the sauce a little bit. So these are the kind of swing points that I'll keep my eyes on. Because we could still see some type of push here, still form a lower high and come back down, respecting that swing low there. So yeah, these are the swing points I'll be looking at for gold. But in terms of what I'm looking at for gold in terms of trading, I'm kind of on the sidelines a little bit. Still looking to buy as long as we don't take out that low. In fact, if we do take out that low, it actually makes things a little bit easier for me because on my weekly analysis, I was saying If price just dumps the downside and keeps being bearish and takes out this low, then for me that just makes everything straightforward, because I'll be looking to sell at that point. And we have a lovely level of support here, which price broke through and never had a retest of. So it's still a nice fresh level of price support, which now will be resistance. So that for me looks like a really nice level for a short. If we do see a nice break of that, pull back, a retest of that level, and some continuation. So yeah, if that happens, then I'm looking to short, but of course it hasn't happened yet. So I'm keeping that opportunity in the back of my mind for now. But in terms of buys, I think we just have to see what price does at this low here. If we throw some wicks, a lot of rejection at this low, nice candlestick patterns, and there could be some nice buys as we approach this support level to take price higher. So that could be a nice buy there. We're not quite there yet. So I would wait for price to at least roll over at least one more time, test that level. And there could be some nice buys to take it up. If it doesn't hold and we break through, then it goes to what I was just talking about before, about the sell opportunity. So all eyes for me on gold at 22.82, more or less. That's kind of what I'll be looking at. Okay, Cape Town, South Africa. I went there a long time ago. Visited Camps Bay. It was beautiful. Sinking, we'll take a look at Euro USD as well. How long I hold my positions? Well, it depends. I don't have like a set time for holding my position. I'd say on average, for my winning trades, 2 days, I'll say on average. But I never look at the length of my hold time as a metric in terms of I should get out the trade because I've been holding too long. It depends on my targets and depends on my trail stop loss. But on average, it's about 2 days. Euro USD. So yeah, as I was saying for this one, we've been extremely bearish after NFP, broke to the downside, taking out some key lows here. So basically just looking for some pullbacks now for Euro. My whole kind of outlook for Euro has switched. Over the past 2-3 weeks, I've been looking at buying opportunities. And now that we have broken out of that bullish structure, which is kind of this structure here, now that we've kind of broken out of that, I'm actually looking at sells all the way back down to this low here. And I think we can even go to this low as well if things really pan out. All the way down to this low here, because we're forming these major lower highs. We've got one over there. We've got a second over here, a third over there, possibly a fourth now forming. So I'm expecting price to come into the swing low and maybe this low here too. So I can see a lot of downside for Euro USD over the next possibly couple months. Of course, depends how long it takes us to get there, but I can see a lot of downside. And looking at the DXY as well, there's the opportunity to move to the upside as well, back to this swing point there. If this is going to be our next higher low, like Euro USD, but of course the inverse of that, upside down. So we got one swing low there. Can you see that? Yes, you can. One swing low there, next swing low there, another swing low there as well, and possibly a fourth one. And we could be looking at push back to this high and then back to this high there too. So there's a lot of upside for the DXY, a lot of potential upside for the DXY, and a lot of potential downside for Euro USD there, longer term. And if that's the case, then pound USD is likely going to fall. Aussie dollar is likely going to fall as well. New Zealand dollar is likely going to fall. USD CAD is likely going to rise. Of course, gold and silver are kind of put in a separate bracket because although if DXY is going up, you expect gold to go down. But sometimes that correlation doesn't really pan out, and due to external factors, gold could just be bullish regardless of what dollar's doing. It'd just be more bullish than gold. Gold would be more bullish than dollar. So I wouldn't necessarily expect to see, okay, I'm expecting gold to dive now. It could happen, but I wouldn't really be surprised if gold just decides it wants to continue higher despite the bullishness on dollar as well. But for the major crosses like Euro USD, Pound USD, Aussie dollar, yeah, I think they could be lining up with some really nice shorts. So yeah, in terms of Euro USD trade opportunity, as I said, this support level here, I'm waiting for a bit more downside, and then I'll be looking to retest that as resistance for a short. That's what I'll be looking at. But the break and retest is still not big enough. So if it does come back for a retest, I wouldn't look to take that. If it can continue down a little bit further, then I'll consider a retest and a lower high. No problem. Yeah, accounts pay is beautiful. What's your average RR? Average around 2 to 3R. It's kind of what I look for, but I'm looking at trail stop loss, so I don't really set targets, but around 2-3R is where I normally exit. Synthware, good morning. Hope you are well. I appreciate that. Wishing you a good week as well. No problem. Sonny, happy to help. So yeah, like I said, dollar strength is the plan, and it looks like it's still kicking off right now. Still trying to push up higher, which is good. Because on my weekly analysis, I was saying that although things do look bullish after this massive candle after NFP, the real thing I'm looking at is a break of that high there. And now that we've done that, that's pretty much give me the green light to be looking for opportunities that favor dollar strength now. So yeah, if I can catch a pullback at some point, maybe midweek or towards the end of the week, then that'll be fantastic. Still early doors though. For example, Aussie dollar needs to break a lot lower before I look for a retest. Euro needs to go a lot lower before I look for a retest. Pound USD, I don't really have a short setup here, really, actually. So yeah, a lot needs to happen for pound. New Zealand dollar, that one needs to keep moving lower. That needs to actually break some structure first. This is our previous swing low, which gave us our swing high up here. So I actually need to see price go and break through that. And then I'll be looking for my pullbacks, maybe even to retest that low. But yeah, ends the USD's got a lot of work to do before I actually start looking short. Dollar CAD's already there, to be honest. So if this one pullbacks, if this one decides to pull back, I'm ready. I'm ready to take the longs there. Like I said, silver and gold, not looking to get involved just yet. And dollar CHF still looks like a good short to me, but it goes against what I'm looking at for the DXY. So it's in an awkward position because technicals look good for a short, but then the correlation doesn't add up. So yeah, I'll see what happens with dollar CHF because it still looks like a good opportunity, but yeah, if dollar's going to be strong, then of course CHF isn't going to see some downside. But what we could see is price pushes up into that zone. We either have a slight reaction, which could be something worth to trade, and then price goes bullish after that, so it might just be a small win, or price just completely just obliterates that level and doesn't even give me an entry signal. So we'll see what happens there. But in terms of like some of the CAD pairs, because we did have a lot of CAD news not yesterday, I keep saying yesterday, last week. Aussie CAD still looks like a bit of a myth to me. As the CAD we went through previously, Pound CAD, no idea. I mean, I am bullish on, just not looking to buy the pullbacks there, and EuroCAD as well. I am bullish on EuroCAD as well, but it looks horrendous to trade right now. Yeah, I mean, look at that daily chart there. That is awful price action. My plan is still looking for a move back into the swing high here, because you kind of have somewhat of a steady move higher. This to me kind of looks like a big inverse head and shoulder pattern. Left head, right shoulder. And And then we have the break of the neckline. So it looks like potentially price could come back to retest that as resistance. As support, sorry, and continue higher. But the breakout was never clean, never something I really want to follow. You can see how corrective it was there. So yeah, EuroCAD, I'll keep an eye on that level because it definitely is a strong place of support. And I do think we can bounce there. But yeah, EuroCAD is just so choppy. I feel like a lot of pairs are choppy outside of the dollar pairs right now. And even some dollar pairs are a little bit choppy. And someone did mention earlier that they couldn't find any setups. And yeah, if there is no setups, and of course you don't want to force anything. If there is no setups, then you want to sit on your hands, and that's kind of like a position in itself. Being out of the market is just as important as being in the market. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on the CAD pairs. Pound CAD, like I said, is still very bullish. I don't know, it's not looking that great to follow. This is a key area down here around 1.735, which you could bounce from. And I say that because it does line up with a pretty big level in the daily chart. So we can definitely bounce from there. But I think I can find better trades elsewhere. Decalo, I hope I'm saying that correctly. So you're saying that because of the double bottom, we may get that pullback on UCHF? Yeah, we did have a pretty strong double bottom down here, and yeah, we are seeing a move higher off the back of that. So yeah, what I'm looking at now is potentially a move back down. But yeah, like I said, I'm torn because I'm still very bullish on dollar. So it doesn't really make much sense looking to sell UCHF, even though we've had a really nice move down. We've got a lovely level of support here, which prices retested many times. So it's a strong level of support as of recent times, and there's a good chance it will act as resistance. But if dollar's going to be strong, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, UCHF is probably going to break through. But yeah, we've had a nice double bottom there. If you're looking to trade that, you probably want to look to anticipate that higher low or look for the retest of this area. But I would wait for a bigger move up before looking to retest that neckline to take the long. So yeah, is anyone in any trades at the moment? Or looking to get anything? Like I said, I'm not really seeing much at the moment now. Silver is in my area which I would like to buy from, just lacking some good entry signals to hop in. So I'm going to keep an eye on that as the week gets on. But yeah, nothing quite there. This is where I was buying last week. Nice move up. Then after NFP, price came straight back down, unfortunately. Lola, yes, US 30. Okay, what are you doing with US 30? Elder, okay, Aussie CHF. Yeah, let me know what you're doing with Aussie CHF. Yeah, if US 30 has been interesting. I was speaking on US 30 on, I think it was last Thursday. I said this could be a nice little place to short from because we had so much momentum to the downside. So much momentum, as we can see, huge move down, brief pause, another huge move down, and price has had a bit of a pullback of that move. So although you're looking at S&P, you're looking at NAS 100, and you're looking at those pairs, and you're thinking that's just a very bullish market, US 30 is kind of the opposite. I wouldn't say it's bearish. at least on the higher time frames. But yeah, that's kind of a move which you would like to follow. So we've had a nice little reaction there, and price is looking bearish this morning. It's looking pretty bearish this morning. We are coming to some support now, so maybe we do bounce here a little bit. But yeah, I wouldn't get involved there. It's not enough for me to get involved with US 30. As I was speaking last week, I said longs do look good, but I'd wait for it to come right back to the low first before looking to buy. Because yes, higher time frames are pretty bullish, but I think if you're trying to buy up here, it's a bit of a tough spot for a buy. This is kind of where sellers will be looking to hop into the market. Buyers who are already in the market here probably taking some profit. Again, this move up has been very corrective as well. It's not like we've seen a lot of strength in that move, so there's probably a good chance that we do push down again. So yeah, if you're looking for buys, I'll try and hold out down there. If you're in sells, anywhere around here, I think that's a nice place for a short. Definitely for stop loss above that wick high there as well. Just entered DAX. Buy in DAX, okay. Let's see what the German index is doing these days. Okay, so we did come back down. So yeah, I was looking at the DAX, I believe on Nick's stream last week. So yeah, we did form that lower high. Of course, we can see in hindsight. It looks like prices come back down. So I was saying that either we look for a break and retest here for a buy on top, which of course we can see didn't happen, or we have one more move down and then we can look for some buys down here. So yeah, I would be looking at buys on the DAX. You said you just hopped into a buy. I can see that, of course, we're coming back into the low there, so it makes sense. But I would wait just a little bit more to see if we can retest the highs here, because this is a really nice breakout, a healthy breakout not long ago. Never had a retest of that same zone. So to me, this looks like a really nice place to pick up some longs, and a probable place for a bounce as well. Now, will we see a move all the way to the highs and create new highs? I don't know. We definitely have the capability of doing that, but I think from this area you're likely to catch a nice bounce, at least something to lock in some gains or get trail stop loss at and still walk away for profit at the end of the day. So for me, it's a smart place for a long. I know you're just above that, but if you do get stopped out, there's always a nice level below. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. You're in a good location in general, buying at the swing low here, or if we come a little bit deeper to this area here, both nice areas for a long. But yeah, I like the DAX. We've seen some really nice, healthy, moves, pullbacks. This to me is so corrective. So this looks to me like another pullback. I'll be expecting the DAX to create new highs at some point in the future. So yeah, you're in a nice place for a buy. So I definitely like the opportunity, Tim. Joseph, I'm doing good. Hope you are well as well. I'll go through some JPY pairs. Currently in dollar yen shorts, okay. Elder sold at 0.591. Okay, for Aussie CHF, let's take a look. 591. Okay, that's pretty much around here. Okay, not bad. So I would imagine you're looking for a break and retest of the low here, and you're kind of looking to take advantage of that current kind of bearish trend with all that momentum. So yeah, it does look good. I was actually looking to buy Aussie CHF last week, but I broke the low, which was a support level I was looking to long from. So I'm not really interested in the buys just yet, unless we see a big reversal. But for now, the trend is still very much to the downside. So especially on the lower time frames, I would imagine maybe you're trading on the hourly or the 30 or even the 15-minute chart. So if you're on the lower time frames, kind of looking for a trade for intraday or intra-session even. I mean, we're coming to the end of London now. But intraday shorts do make a lot of sense. You're kind of looking for that momentum to kick on. It's a nice close down the hourly. The previous candle there, not so much, kind of as a doji. But yeah, I like the opportunity. I'd imagine your target's maybe back down below here somewhere. So yeah, it looks good. It looks good. Of course, the trade may play out, may not play out. We don't know until it happens. But as long as you manage your risk, for me, it's a very sensible trade. Expecting momentum to continue, to pull back into a nice area for that to happen. So now it's up to the market if it wants to continue or not. So yeah, I would say manage the trade how you plan to, and hopefully we can see price continue to roll over. But yeah, I do like that from a kind of an intraday opportunity. I wouldn't hold that longer term because we've had a really bearish move to the downside for Aussie CHF over the past couple of weeks. So price is quite overextended to the downside in the 4H and the hourly a little bit. So I wouldn't try and look for a home run, but push back to the low, very reasonable, and we've got a good chance of doing that. So yeah, I like what I'm seeing there. I'll go through the yen pairs. Not bad to be honest. Sounds like a healthy breakfast as well, more. A bit of nutrition there, a bit of protein, a bit of vitamin C. I'm liking that. Okay, so yeah, with the yen pairs, which yen pair you said you're trading? USD JPY. So you're in shorts in dollar yen. Interesting stuff. I assume you shorted around the current price there. It's not bad. I can see some logic there, some reasoning there. Price has been forming these lower highs, 1, 2, could be forming a third, taking out some highs here. Maybe that could be price grabbing some liquidity, getting ready for a move down. So I can see the possibility of that move. Of course, for me, dollar yen's not really a market which I'll be looking to sell just yet. I think if you can have one more move down, something like this, if you can take out these lows here, then that next pullback would definitely be something I'll be interested in. At that point, we've kind of, did not mean to do that. At that point, we've kind of got like a nice rounded top here. So the market's gone from making higher highs to now making lower highs. We've broken structure. This is what gave us our swing high. So this swing low gave us a swing high. So if we break that as well, kind of crushing two birds with one stone there a little bit. And then yeah, the next pullback off that would be nice. Maybe a retest of this area here, something along those lines. So yeah, the next push down, if it does take out some key lows, if it does it with momentum as well, the next pullback would be something I would be interested in shorting. This short here is a little bit too aggressive for me. Doesn't mean it's not a good trade, it's just a bit too aggressive for me. But yeah, it has come back to a nice area. This is where we did see some heavy bearish momentum come from. Market stalled a little bit and then kaboom, the market did drop. So now we're coming back to test that area. If we are going to form another lower high, then this is not a bad place for it. And we have stalled kind of, and I do like the way the market's moved into this area because it came in with a lot of momentum. Now we've kind of seen that momentum disappear really. So it's like that bullish momentum is gone and we could be kicking in bearish as well. So I do like that aspect of it as well. But yeah, for USD JPY, not a bad place for a short. As I've been saying with the yen pairs in general, for me, no yen pair has taken out key lows yet. So I'm not kind of bearish from a structural point of view just yet. But I can definitely see that the yen pairs are showing signs of slowing down because they're still very corrective up at that high. And we're not seeing as much momentum as we've seen in the previous bull runs. If you look at Swiss yen looks okay to be honest, but Euro yen's looking a little bit more tired. Aussie yen looking a bit more tired now. CAD yen looking tired as well. New Zealand yen looking tired, kind of consolidating there. Pound yen looking tired as well. So it looks like we might have the opportunity to see some downside this week for the yen pairs, but how far will it go? Will it just be a higher low for the market to continue heading higher, maybe later in the week or next week? Of course, we won't find out until until it happens, until we do. So yeah, I don't mind the shorts there for $em. Bit more aggressive for me, but there's some sense there, and of course I'll assume you're taking trades that fit your plan, which is the most important thing. Difference between a swing trade and position trade. Position trade is kind of you're looking to hold on for multiple months, potentially even years as well. Swing trade is kind of multiple days, multiple weeks. I would say if you start going into multiple months, I would say that's now a position trade. There's not like a black and white definition, but position trade is just more longer term than swing trade. At least that's my view on it. And of course, day trading is you're trading within the day. Scalping, you're kind of trading within a few minutes, within the hour, maybe in a few seconds as well. Okay, yeah, targeting 40 pips. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Again, another part of trading is staying very in tune with the market conditions you're trading. You know, if the market has fallen a lot or risen a lot, you're not trying to extract too much out of the market on the way up or the way down. Because if it has fallen very far, especially in FX as well, if the market has taken a big hit and falling for a few days or a few weeks, then you're not trying to get in expecting to continue for another few days, few weeks, because the chances are it's going to reverse back on itself. So if you're just looking for a push to a swing low or a certain level, it's reasonable and the market's got a good chance of that. So yeah, looks like a good opportunity there. I will take a look at oil. Elder, I have not looked at oil yet, so I will take a look. Gold, MCON will take a look too. Yeah, that's the most important thing, Joseph. If they fit your strategy well, if the M pairs fit your strategy well, then go to it. That's when you don't want to hesitate. That's when you just kind of want to jump at it and take your trades. Of course, managing your risk and with the right lot size, of course. But yeah, if it fits the strategy and you got the green light, take your trades. Don't want to hesitate. At the moment, we're using IC markets, the Callow. Appreciate that, Sonny. Appreciate that, man. Well, if you do come to the UK, let me know. I do really appreciate it. And of course, that is down to you as well. Trading is a very individual thing as well. Of course, you want to learn from other people and take advice, take tips and nuggets. But at the end of the day, it takes a lot for the trader themselves to deploy that in the market, to gain necessary experience, to trade that well and be consistent and be disciplined as well. So definitely pat yourself on the back as well. No problem, Chris. Happy to help. So what is it, intraday? Well, intraday is in the name. Intraday is intraday. It's within the day. Buy now and sell before the day ends, pretty much. That's kind of how I view intraday. But yeah, for oil, so yeah, oil, I would be looking at shorts. Again, I don't trade oil, but if I did, I would be looking at some downside for oil. We've had a really nice break to the downside, leaving behind this consolidation here. So yeah, I would be looking at a retest of that low for price to then see some downside, because this was lovely support here, and I'm kind of looking for price to come back here as resistance and possibly see that next lower high, because we do have a pretty healthy trend at play right now. As we can see if I zoom out, nice push, pullback, / consolidation. Another big push to the downside. And of course, that has left behind some nice healthy support, which we could be looking to retest as resistance. So yeah, if you're looking at oil, I'll be looking at some downsides from around 76.50 Right now, it looks like price is consolidating on the lower time frame, so I think there's a good chance we could see another pop to the upside. I feel like there could be a bunch of sellers in the market now, could pop to the upside, take a bunch of them out, and then maybe see a reaction after that coming to that level. So yeah, I'm liking oil. I'm liking oil to the downside. If we do break back inside the range, then this will become a big fake out, and that would change my bias completely. Because let's say if we get a confident closure back inside the range, then that's a fake out, and I'll be expecting price to do something like this, maybe even form a big head and shoulder, inverse head and shoulder pattern. But yeah, if we do break back inside, I'll be looking at buys on the retest of that as support to take it higher. But if you can hold as resistance, then yeah, sells are the best bet. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with oil. We'll take a look at the FTSE as well. If I have missed out a pair, just let me know in the chat. So yeah, with the FTSE, I'll take a look at gold as well, MCon. Okay. So it's still a very bullish market, but we're likely to see a bit of a pullback. I mean, I like the idea of us coming back to the high there, around 8040. Anyway, if I go to the 4H, so yeah, we have been very bullish on the higher time frames, but of course we're in that kind of pullback phase because we are forming successive lower highs. One there, second there, third, fourth. Came back to retest it, respected it. The low high there as well. So we are in this kind of bearish trend. So the number one opportunity I would say would be a retest of the high here. So if we can kind of continue lower, retest this level, a bit more of a swing trade, even position trade probably for that matter, but it would be a nice long-term area for a buy in my book if we were to get there. In terms of like more shorter term opportunities, if you're looking to kind of get involved with the sells, I would say if we can break lower, then possibly look for a retest of this low here. So price support there will of course now become resistance. We have the lower highs, 1, 2, possibly a third on the retest of that low. So if you kind of want to anticipate the shorts, anticipate that downside, you can look to partake in that before the big buys at the daily level at 8040. So that could be something to look at. Say if we continue to break down, this becomes a nice level for a retest, and you're kind of just staying in tune with that bearish trend there. Just hit the mic there. With that bearish trend there. So yeah, with UK 100, still very bullish for me. Longer term, still expecting new highs for FTSE. Just expecting the trend to continue until it doesn't really. But for now, we're in that kind of corrective pullback. And if we do see a bit more downside, you can kind of partake in that. And then I'll watch out for this big old level here for some buys. So yeah, that's kind of what I'd be looking at for UK 100. In terms of gold, so as I was saying for gold, I think for me, all eyes on that level of support. 2278, 2280. This level here, 2280 we'll call it. But yeah, this was our swing low, which gave us the swing high. So the low there gave us the new high up there. So for me, this is a very, very important level. Very important level. If it breaks it, then I will be looking at shorts. If it holds it, I'm looking at longs. So what I was saying earlier is basically if we do come into that area, market throws some wicks to the downside, we reject it, then I'm looking at a bounce to the upside. I'm looking at price pushing up higher, and I'm looking at us holding that level and maybe even back to the highs there, but at least a decent bounce. If price goes and breaks through it, so this is kind of like plan B, if price goes and breaks through that area, then by my book, we're breaking structure, and at that point, I'm looking at sells on the retest of this low here, really nice support, This will be turn resistance. If we can come up to that high there, that low, I will be looking at another lower high in comparison to that high there. So we've got one high over there, second high there, third high there, and then seeing some follow through. So if we do get plan B, which is the break of structure, break of that low, then I'm looking at pullback, retest short. Plan A is we just bounce there and take some buys. And right now we're kind of at neither. Price is not there at the level yet. So we'll see what we do at that area, and then we'll go from there. But yeah, in terms of DXY, I'm very bullish on. So if the correlation is going to come into play, then you would expect bearishness on gold. But it's not always that simple. It's not always that simple. So yeah, we'll keep very close eye on that level because that will kind of dictate my bias going forward. Blessing, USD, pound Aussie, pound NSD. Okay, we'll take a look. No, I don't think I've got a video on that specifically. I do have a video on market structure and plotting your swing points, but a video especially on the difference between macro and the micro, so the major swings and the minor swings. I don't have a video on that topic specifically. I could look to make one of that. I do have a video on mapping out your swing highs and swing lows and using multiple time frames to help with direction. So if you do go to my Forex education playlist, there's a video on that topic. But yeah, I don't have a video on that specifically. Yeah, we do actually have a very interesting week this week. Very interesting week. Let me actually go get the news up very quickly because I think Wednesday is a big day in the market, which is what we love to see. Had NFP on Friday, but on Wednesday we have CPI in the afternoon, 1:30 UK time, and then in the evening we have the Fed interest rate decision. So we got big news upon big news on Wednesday. So very interesting. To be honest, I like it when we have big news. Not that I'm eager to trade it. It just means the market's moving, opportunities are happening, market speeds up, and normally afterwards, if we've seen impressive momentum, I could be looking to follow that on some pullbacks. So yeah, it normally means opportunities for me. I'm not eager to trade before the news because that's just kind of nerve-wracking a little bit, especially big news like the ones on Wednesday. But afterwards, normally good opportunities like with NFP. NFP, great move there for Euro. If that maintains, I'm looking at pullback and a retest of this low. So when we do have those bigger events and they do provide some really nice momentum, it means opportunities follow suit. And after NFP's done that, it's now created this opportunity for me. USD CAD, big move up, has created this opportunity for me as well. So that's why I like the big news, because opportunities follow afterwards. Anyway, let me go through USD, pound NSD, pound Aussie. So USD I haven't actually looked at yet, and quite frankly, I'm not sure if I really want to. I mean, of course I will, but the price action is kind of a little bit doo-doo right now. I was talking maybe a week ago about a retest of this support level here, which would now be term resistance as a really nice place for a short, because we broke through it with some really nice momentum. Then price became very, very corrective. So I said it would be nice if price can kind of break out of that, retest that resistance, and then we can find our positions to short. Didn't quite see that happen. Didn't quite see that happen. We kind of just kept falling in that descending nature, so it was difficult to trade. Not really attracted to trade either. I'm not really looking to take trades in that sort of manner. I want there to be momentum. I want there to be strength in the market. Not really seeing that with UNZD. But the overall plan was for a look to push into the low here. So if I quickly go to the daily chart, I've been speaking on this for a while, but we've had a high over here, lower high over there, which just about took out that low, created a lower low. And we're anticipating that to be a lower high to push back into the low. So the plan was, ever since we broke through that support, to be looking for shorts, but it never really materialized. So stayed out the market. I mean, it still is a nice level, this one here, for a short, but bit too big now. And we're very close to that level there, so I would imagine us just going to roll over and go hit that area. So yeah, if you're looking at opportunities, you're kind of looking to see maybe if we push back up into that channel and then try and catch the next lower high after that. Try and short it back down to the low. So that's kind of what I'd be looking at for UNZD. Definitely not my favorite opportunity, but that's probably the best I can see for now. In terms of pound NZD, I actually really like this one if we can break higher. We haven't broke out a structure yet, but I'm looking at this descending channel here. I'm saying if we can break higher, I'm looking at a higher low, because if I expand to the daily chart, what we can see is a lovely low here, high, low, or higher low, sorry, and a higher high. So what I'm looking to see is if the market's going to print another higher low. If we are, there's a very good chance we're going to print a higher high, but at least come back to that previous swing high there. So what I want to see for pound NZD is price break to the upside, clear this channel, and then look for some pullbacks. Right now, price is still kind of holding on to the top of that channel there, or at least it's coming back inside now. So if price wants, it could still sell off like this, but again, not really interested in that. It's a very corrective trend to the downside, not really a trend that I want to follow. So I want to kind of see the reversal of that. That'd be fantastic. And then look for the retest of that and some buys back into the high there. So that's the plan I have for pound NZD, which is the opposite of UNZD, but I'm not keen on the sells. They're both very corrective, so I'm kind of waiting for the reversal of both of them. And pound Aussie likewise as well. I said I'm looking for the retest of this consolidation for a buy, but I also said I wanted the price to break a little bit higher first before I do look for the retest, because this is not a big enough breakout for me. It's a fairly big breakout, but it's not big enough for me to look for the retest of that area. I want to see a bit more strength in that move before looking for the retest of that range. Not that we can't see the retest happen, so it's still not a bad level for a buy. So if you are interested in pound Aussie, this is still not a bad place for a long. I will keep an eye on that. But me being picky, me looking for that quality opportunity, I would like to see a bigger move up higher before I do look for that pullback for a retest. So that's kind of where I'm at with pound Aussie. So pound Aussie, pound NZD, looking for buying opportunities. I've seen some nice upside recently. Pound Aussie just about took out that high there. So kind of got a break of structure. Pound NZD, not quite the break of structure yet. So still need a bit more upside there. But yeah, if both of them can show a bit more upside, then I'm looking at pullbacks for both of them to take them higher. So that's kind of the plan. UNZD, not really looking at setup here. So that's kind of the best I've got for that one. But it's a very corrective trend, so that's why I'm not looking to follow it. And then Euro Aussie, this one's just stuck in a consolidation. So I said if we can break higher, look for a pullback, this could be a nice opportunity there to buy. But I'm not looking to trade inside here because it's just very, very messy. And yeah, not going to get a good opportunity in that area. So I'd wait for the breakout. What's up, Glenn? Yeah, just had a look at your NZD. Hope you're well. I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. But yeah, with UNZD, as I said, if you drop lower, could be looking at a lower high to short, but I'm not really a big fan of the price action. It's a very kind of sloppy corrective trend. So it's nothing that I'm looking to follow. But if you're eager to trade it, then I would look at something like this because it makes sense. It flows with the market structure. If we are going to continue this trend, then I would expect price to maintain that channel, maintain those lower highs and continue. And we've got massive level of support underneath us. So I do think that's where price is gunning for. You know, huge level of support here. I think price is likely to come back and retest it. And then maybe from there we might see a reversal. Who knows? But for now, still bearish. And we could be drawn towards that support level. So that's kind of what I'm looking at for pound euro NZD, sorry. But it's just a little bit too corrective for my liking. But yeah, dollar is still somewhat strong. I need that USD CAD to pull back. It's going to be interesting because we could look a lot different from now as we do on Thursday. Because of course with CPI and Fed interest rate decision, you're going to expect a lot of movement. It's funny because I'm very bullish on dollar right now. Maybe by Thursday could not be saying that. Anyway, and I'm a very technical trader, so I'm always going to follow the technicals. I'm not going to read too much into the fundamentals because my edge lies in the technicals. So that's where my bread and butter is. So right now, technicals say buy for DXY. Well, not buy, but I'm bullish, looking for buying opportunities. Now that we've broken through structure, I'm waiting for that next pullback, that next high low. Not too sure where I want it to form because we only just broke through structure. Down here would be a very deep pullback. I'm not too sure we get there. I would like the break and retest of the high, but we need to see a lot more upside before I consider the break and retest of the high there, which is kind of what I want because euro, I'm looking for the break and retest of the low here. I want a bit more downside before I do take that short if it does arise. But yeah, looking at DXY coming back to the high there for now. But we'll see if CPI or Fed interest rate decision changes that. How is silver looking? It's looking a tad bullish, but again, it's not really doing much. We've had some heavy candles taking us back into that level there. So I need to see kind of an equal kind of aggressive move back up again, telling me, okay, sellers are holding, buyers are holding, and will like continue higher. Right now it's kind of like 50-50. Gold chart. Let me know what you're looking at on gold. But if I do get a break of structure, I'm looking at some shorts for gold. If we don't get the break of structure, I'm looking at a buy. So plan A, bounce of support, looking for upside. Plan B, break structure, pull back short. But if you want me to take a look at the low time frames, let me know. Sunny. So do I trade opposite to the trend and basically take advantage of the pullback, trade the retracement? Sometimes if it looks good, because sometimes you can get some really aggressive retracements which are worth trading. So sometimes I do, but normally I like to flow with the trend, flow with the direction of the overall of the market trend, because that's where the money's flowing. If we're seeing multiple time frames, daily, weekly, monthly, having aggressive bullish trends, or just bullish trends in general, then I kind of want to be in that direction. But sometimes going against those, there's sometimes some really nice retracements or pullbacks that do give some good opportunities against that. But it's got to be specific conditions in terms of seeing really nice momentum against the trends. Maybe the trend looks like it's about to turn as well. So that way there's a possibility that the pullback could actually be a reversal. And it's got to look very, very good as well. because a pullback, it's supposed to end and it's supposed to continue going with the trend. So it's not really that of an attractive short if it's a pullback, but if it has the possibility of being a reversal because of characteristics, how things are looking, then it looks a lot better to trade. Then I might give it a go. But for me, I'm better off following the trend. But good question though, good question. Because FX markets, we do reverse a lot of the time. Trends don't really occur. Well, they do occur, but they don't occur for very, very long periods of time. On average, of course, I know the JPY pairs, they've been trending very, very well for about 2 years potentially. So there are definitely long-term trends, but generally speaking, we do reverse quite a lot. So when a trend is starting to show signs of it tiring, coming to an end, that's where trading pullbacks can look good. US 30 still looking pretty bearish. S&P bouncing at that level. We're still sideways. DXY still bullish. So yeah, I'll keep an eye on the pairs I mentioned. USD CAD longs, pound Aussie longs, pound NZD longs. Although they're not looking too great right now because they're looking a little bit bearish. Still need them to break higher. But they're on the watch list, so I'll keep an eye on them, of course. Silver longs, keep an eye. Dollar CHF, keep an eye as well. And Euro USD too, because that is really starting to fall right now. Euro USD, that is taking a big dive right now. So yeah, I'm liking this. I actually want this to continue a little bit longer, a little bit further, and hopefully that'll leave behind a really nice level of support for me to trade from, which now will become resistance, of course. And I'll be looking to take some downside there. So, yeah, I'm liking what I'm seeing for Euro. And as I've been saying, there's a lot of downside for us. A lot of downside. So this is a really nice opportunity, certainly for a trading stop loss, where could capture a really nice move if things line up, things pan out. Pound USD, not so keen on this one. Again, if Euro is going to plummet and hit the levels I'm talking about, then of course Pound USD is going to follow suit to some degree. And of course, maybe Euro is a lot weaker than Pound, but of course they're very similar, so I do expect similar price action. So if Euro is going to hit those targets I've been speaking about, then there's a good chance Pound USD is probably going to come back into the low here. Again, with Pound USD, it's a weird one because there's some higher lows here. Same time, there's some lower highs there as well. So Pound USD's price action in the higher time frame is kind of just squeezing. It's not really trending that well. I mean, Euro USD not trending that well either. And you can probably argue the same thing. It's probably squeezing there too. But I like at least that Euro is a bit more confident in terms of the lower highs there, and the momentum shift is a little bit bigger. But yeah, in all honesty, the conditions aren't particularly great. The conditions aren't great. And I was very keen on trading the CHF pairs. I keep saying yesterday, last week, but they didn't give me anything in terms of a good entry signal, so I just stayed away from the CHF pairs. Actually, no, I did take a pound CHF trade. That was early in the week, but Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, not really seeing much there. Still looking pretty bearish. Euro pound, big drop to the downside there. Not a fan of that one either. So hopefully I can see the continuation of the dollar strength, because that's the main thing I'm looking for this week. This move here on dollar. Well, of course not this week. This month kind of. But that's the main move I'm after. That's the main move I'm looking to trade. Another higher low in the DXY. Continuation back to the high there. Continuation back to the high there. That's the main move I'm after. And I really do like this prior week's candle, last week's candle. Big wick to the downside, just about taking out that low as well. Then it closed bullish. Nice close there as well. Minimal wick to the upside. I think it's really setting the tone there going forward. So hopefully I can see some pullbacks some point late in the week to buy it back up. Yes, I do trade full time, Chris. And that's the thing. That's the thing as a swing trader. You gotta wait and pick your moments. I mean, I say that as a swing trader, but that's really for every type of trader as well. But you gotta pick your moments. Pick your moments where things look good. And things are looking good. Now you just need to pick the moment to get involved with the market, take a trade. I just hope that we don't see CPI and the interest rate come out this week and prices continues to dump like this. Because then there's no entry there for me. Price just keeps falling. So it'll be difficult to find a trade. Which happens sometimes. Sunny. NFP CPI, how they affect is that all news affect a lot of a short duration. We saw very big momentum in the chart. How do you see that? Well, news is news. It's going to affect the market now. It's going to affect it in the week. It's going to affect it in the month's time. It could be affecting the year's time as well. Again, the way I trade, my technicals are my edge. So my technicals take into account news in terms of how the market's reacting to the news. And what I mean by that is that I'm looking at price action, I'm judging candlesticks, I'm judging market structure. So it's up to you if you want to focus on fundamentals in a particular way that you're looking at. Okay, CPI has come out. I'm expecting to see bullishness in the dollar, for example, for the next couple of weeks. I'm looking at buying opportunities for the dollar. In terms of the duration, you're not going to know how long it's going to affect it for, but it could affect it for a very, very long time. And again, you don't need to know everything. You don't need to know everything of how long this is going to affect it or when this is going to happen or how big this will be. You don't need to know that. You need to have an edge in the market that has a positive expectancy every 50 trades you take, or 100 even. So whether it will be a short duration or long duration isn't really pivotal to your trading career. Of course, you may want to just learn it for because you're interested and you want to see what happens. But again, make sure you prioritize your profitability first, and then other interests second. For me, I don't know how long or how big an impact will be in the market. I just kind of react to what the market's giving me. Funny one, I'll take a look at gold. Good question. Preference. I think naturally preference is short. It's not that I prefer to short. I think I just see shorts a little bit easier. And I think that's a thing a lot of retail traders can relate to, seeing shorts easier than longs. I have no idea why that is, but a lot of people can attest to that. But yeah, I don't really mind. If there's a good long opportunity, I'm all in it. I mean, I do invert the chart a lot, so I kind of see things from both sides anyway. So yeah, I don't really mind, but I do take more shorts than I do take longs. CPI equivalent of NFP, and does CPI affect the market like NFP? It can do. By equivalent, do you mean in terms of it can affect the market as much as NFP? Of course, CPI is a different metric than NFP. But yeah, CPI can move the market like NFP. As of late, CPI notoriously isn't not really a big news event. I remember trading it a few years ago. CPI didn't really move the market much. Yeah, little 20, 25 pips, 30 pips maybe at best. But CPI as of late has been moving the market quite a lot and doing it very quickly as well. So CPI showing a bit more respect to recently. But yeah, it can create big moves like we saw on Friday. It can create moves like this, CPI, yeah. And same thing with the Fed as well. So CPI, NFP, and the Fed interest rate decisions, those are the three news events at the moment, which I'm kind of cautious of. Other news events, I pretty much trade through like they're not there to an extent. Because as a swing trader, I'm always going to run into news at some point or time. If I keep trying to tiptoe everywhere, then I'm not going to be able to see out a full trade. I'll get into a trade and have to exit because there's news. So I have to hold through news. I have to trade through news. And it's okay because I've planned for it as well. But the CPI, NFP, and the Fed interest rate, those can move the market very quickly in short periods of time. So in terms of slippage, you have to stay aware of that. And of course, in terms of widening the spread as well, you can definitely get stopped out with price and actually getting to your stop loss and seeing price running in direction. So I'd watch out for those three in terms of entering a trade just before. But if you're a swing trader, the other ones are kind of just trade normally. Otherwise, you just be back and forth. Dollar is very strong right now. Dollar is very strong, and I like it. Keep it up. Euro still falling. Looks like NZUSD, Aussie dollar is trying to join the party a little bit. Pound's trying to join the party. I like it. I'm a day trader. Should I not look on news? Should react on what price action is telling? There's no right or wrong answer to that question. There's no right or wrong answer, but I say as a day trader, you're gonna have smaller stop losses than me. You're gonna be trading with bigger lot sizes in terms of, if you both have the same size account and you want to risk 1%, if my stop loss is 50 pips and your stop loss is 10 pips, then obviously you'll be trading with a 5 times larger lot size than me to get 1% risk for those 10 pips. I'll be trading with a 5 times smaller lot size than you to have that 1% for my 50 pips. So you'll be trading with higher lot sizes in general, and you'll be trading with smaller stop losses in general. So in terms of spread, in terms of slippage, you're more at risk than me, so I can afford to be a bit more aggressive in terms of taking trade just before pound CPI, because I've got a bit more wiggle room to play with. So I would say if you're a day trader, keep an eye of the currencies you're trading and the news for them in terms of the high impact ones. So CPIs, interest rate decisions, PPIs, of course NFP. So keep an eye on all the high impact ones and be careful to enter not just before. If you can enter a little bit after, that's okay, because the market's pretty calm down by then. But yeah, as a day trader, I'd watch out for the high impact news. Of course, you can go on FX Street or my FX book, and you can keep up to date with the news there. But like I said, there's no right or wrong. You can still trade through them. It's just that you might get slipped from time to time. And and take a bigger loss than expected. If you're okay with that, then go at it. As long as you manage your risk, that's the most important thing. But yeah, for me with news, I kind of just focus on the big three of the dollar. The rest, I don't really look at, to be honest. Pound NZ still struggling at that high. Hopefully it can break higher. What's Pound NZ doing? Just coming for the retest there. So yeah, with those two, I'm looking to get involved with them, but it's not enough for me. Need to see a bit more upside before I do get involved there. So we'll keep an eye out, but not too interested. And gold, I'll see what we can do at that low, 22.80. That's what I want to get involved with. Okay, that's a interesting little group there. Gold, Euro USD, CAD, CHF. Okay, but majority of the time the first two. Yeah, so if you're looking at gold and Euro USD, then you want to focus on dollar news, focus on Euro news, and of course you can look at fundamentals around gold as well if you want to, but pretty much just gold and Euro really. I mean, dollar and Euro really. So Euro interest rate decision, Euro CPI, Euro PPI, unemployment rate for Euro, and of course all of that for dollar as well. And I'll just keep tabs on those news events and not look to take trades just before them. And maybe hold off till the news has happened and then look for the opportunities after. But yeah, just Euro and dollar, I'll just keep an eye on that. And of course, if you're looking at CAD, CHF, then I'll keep an eye on CAD and Swiss then. Chris advised 0.1 times 10 or 0.1 times 1. Again, that's a lot down to personal preference as well. The way I trade, I just put one position on because it's just easier to handle, digest. You've got one position there. You can always take positions off. If you put 0.1 lots, you can always close 0.02, 0.05. If you want to take half off, you can always close that on MT4, or most trading platforms will allow that. So there's no problem in terms of taking positions off. If you want to split them into 2 or 3, you can do that as well. For me, I just like having one. I think 10's a bit excessive. I'd say you don't want to kind of split more than 4, because 4, then you've got 25%, 25%, 25%, 25%. So that's kind of manageable. I think 10's a bit excessive. So I wouldn't do more than 4. But then it's up to you. There's no right or wrong. Thank you, Chris, for subscribing. Appreciate that. If you guys are enjoying the content, please be sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel. It really does help out. Do appreciate everyone who has liked the stream, subscribed to the channel so far. Really do appreciate it. And make sure you do hit the bell as well so you don't miss out on any streams or uploads in the future as well. It's funny because gold is not looking bullish, but it's trying to push up. Gold is trying to push up as we're seeing dollar pushing up as well and Euro USD falling. So that's what I was saying earlier about the correlation. Correlation between dollar and USD can come and go sometimes. Sometimes it's spot on, dollar's up and gold is falling. Other times it's completely the opposite and gold is bullish and dollar's bullish as well. I'm kind of seeing that a little bit now. So yeah, that's why I'm still kind of okay to be looking for longs for silver, even though I'm expecting more upside on dollar, because I know the correlation comes and goes a little bit, and this could be the time where it goes. So we'll see what we can do at this low, because that is still very much the area I'm looking to buy from. Damn, time is flying. That is true, mate. In general, time is flying. You found your Forex mentor. Nice, my man. But yeah, I mean, stick around, Chris. Stick around. See you tomorrow more. I appreciate you coming on. I forgot to make you moderator. I'll do that for tomorrow. But yeah, appreciate you coming on. More. Hope to see you tomorrow. So yeah, going forward, we'll keep an eye on the dollar pairs. That's my main focus. Yen pairs, not really looking to trade them. Yeah, not really looking to trade the yen pairs, buy or sell. Not really looking that attractive to me. Things can change, of course, with the CPI and the interest rate this Wednesday. It could be looking a lot different, and I could be saying something completely different by then. But as of now, not really interested. Yeah, so silver, we'll keep a close eye on. Still looking to buy gold. I prefer silver, so I'm not going to lie. I'd probably just leave gold alone, to be honest, and just focus on silver. Silver's still at my same level from last week. Nothing's really changed with it in terms of market structure, so I like silver a lot. So I'll probably just focus on silver, to be honest. Unless gold breaks structure, I do like the short. If that happens, I'll keep an eye out for that. Dollar CHF, I'll keep an eye on the break and retest of that level. Yeah, it's I've got an asterisk next to it. Yes, I am here on here daily every weekday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. UK time. I'll be live, so yeah, I hope to see everyone there every day. Be there or be square. Sunny, okay. Indian index structure on this. Okay, I'll take a look. No problem, Chris. You know, that's what the chat is there for. Feel free to ask questions. Don't feel like you're troubling me. Ask a question. If it's a question I don't know the answer to, then I'll just tell you I don't know the answer to it. Anyway, I'll have a quick look at the old Nifty 50. Nifty 50, that rhymes. Is it this one? There was another one I was looking at. Yeah, this one here. The swings in this one are a little bit all over the place. The major swings in terms of the daily chart, Sunny, are quite easy to look at. You know, you got the major high over there, major low. Oh, that is a horrible attempt there. Let me do that again. There's your low, there's your high, there's your low, there's your high, there's your low, and there's your high. You can kind of say that's a low as well, even though it happened really quickly and pretty much on the same candle as well. But I would say that's your new low there as well. So those are the major points I'll be looking at on the daily chart. 4 hour, I'll be focusing on these points here. So the highs, the lows, the highs, the lows here, so on and so forth. Then technically speaking, after the high we had here, we actually broke structure, but then we quickly recovered structure and actually broke again to the upside. So I would say price is back bullish again. And but in terms of a good opportunity to buy it, I'm not really seeing much. I mean, maybe if it comes back down to the low here, that could be somewhat of a decent place to buy. Because again, one thing as well, just because the market structure is up, just because you're seeing bullish structure doesn't mean it's the best thing to buy it as well. Sometimes the market might still be up in terms of the market structure, but the trend is showing a lot of signs of tiring, a lot of signs that it might reverse soon. So you might want to hold back in terms of buying and wait for the reversal. And this is kind of one of them. We're very, very corrective. We're seeing really strong moves to the downside. Yes, I know we recovered it quite well. But this is probably the best opportunity I'd see here with the Indian index here. So I'd wait for 22, pretty much on the dot, 22k. This could make up some sense for a buy. Other than that, not a big fan of the price action, to be honest. Yes, I swing trade any trade. I appreciate that, Chris. Appreciate that. Any markets that I'm looking at, I'm looking to swing. And yeah, I don't like to put labels on it either. I don't like to put labels on it in terms of, okay, I'm looking to swing or day trade this. I'm just looking to take a trade that fits my plan. And like I said, my average hold time for my winners is roughly 2 days. It could be a lot longer than that. Could be a couple of weeks. But yeah, I'm looking for a high low here, and I'm looking to try and take a swing back to the high. Last week I had a buy here. I got taken out around here for a small profit. Yeah, maybe that happens again. We'll see. But yeah, I don't like to put labels on it. I have a setup that I trade, focus on that setup, and yeah. But of course, I would say I'm a swing trader, because if you're holding trades for multiple days, you're not intraday, are you? So I would say swing. But yeah, I prefer silver as well. It looks a lot better. Yes, I do consider volatility in terms of my stop loss, in terms of the size of the stop loss. So of course, if the market is very volatile, I'll use a slightly wider stop loss. But that's about it, to be honest, in terms of volatility, because again, I've back tested my strategy for multiple years through different climates, through different volatile settings, different periods. So when price is very volatile, like COVID, price was very volatile, and then kind of post-COVID, a few months after COVID, price was not very volatile. So I mean, I've tested my strategy all the way to 2010. So I've tested them through multiple different climates, and volatility doesn't scare me in terms of, okay, price is very volatile, let me not trade, or price is not volatile, let me not trade. It's just my stop loss will reduce if it's if the volatility is low, and it will increase if it's high. But that's about it in terms of considering volatility. Okay, yeah, 6 hours a day for the day trade. Looking to daily for yeah, if you're gonna day trade it, then yeah, you would look at the lower time frame, because of course stock market, you got those kind of set hours and it's for the day, so you kind of want to be intraday unless you're gonna swing it and kind of just expect it to go higher because you believe in the market's going to continue high in the future. But if you're just looking for opportunities within the day, then yeah, you want to be on lower time frames, probably like 15-minute time frame. Yeah, you want to be like 15-minute time frame, maybe even 5-minute as well, because you're only in it for, you don't even be in it for a few hours max. I mean, best case scenario, you're kind of in it within the hour. So yeah, I'd be on the 5-minute possibly if I'm looking to day trade the index. Yeah, unless you just want to buy and hold, then of course you're looking at the higher time frames, but yeah, you want to be down low. But anyway, guys, we have come up to the end of the stream. As I said earlier, I will be live again every day this week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Of course, we'll be streaming as normal, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m., so look out for that. If you have enjoyed the stream, please be sure to drop a like, subscribe, really does help out, of course. And make sure you do hit the bell so you don't miss out on any streams or uploads in the future. If I do get into any positions, I'll let you know in my Telegram group. Telegram channel, which is linked in the description. So go check that out. But I will let you guys know if I do take any positions. But yeah, I will be live again tomorrow. So I hope to see everyone there. Thank you so much for coming onto the stream and chatting with me. Take care of the market, guys. We don't really have much news today, so nothing to worry about from that perspective. But of course, the market's still a dangerous place, so make sure you do protect yourself. But guys, do appreciate that. Have a good one, and I'll see you all tomorrow.
What?